Hello, and welcome back to the Uncle No Identities YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the 65 Plymouth Belvedere. I've got a lot of comments on that video as to how I should paint the motor and what needs to be done to get it done looking the right way. So I've taken your word for it, and this is what I got to. So let's take a look. Okay, so first off, before actually I show you the motor, here on my instructions, I've written down the timing code, or the ignition sequence. It's not a timing. Timing is something else. Timing is the ignition point when the thing goes bang. Like 4 degrees before top dead center, kind of. If you've watched My Cousin Vinny, you've seen that clip. She does a much better job of explaining timing and whatever the sequences stuff means than I know, but this is the ignition sequence. So when the distributor cap is running around in its circle and it's firing off the spark plugs, in order for the spark plugs to fire in the proper sequence, and so to not disrupt the motor and make it run as smooth as possible, it fires in a code 1843652. So I got that, and here is the motor. Alright, well, it's blurry, so I'm gonna set it down here. Whoa! Make a few adjustments, and we'll zoom in. Not quite clear enough. So here is the completed engine, minus the fan, the belt, the alternator, and the lower radiator hose. I don't really know if I should put the hose on or not, because I'm kind of worried that I feel like when I put the hoses on and I go to mount this up to the radiator, I feel like I'm going to get something off-angled and it's not going to be right. I mean, just looking at this, I feel like this might be a little bit off and crooked, but it might not be. It's just me. I don't know. Let me see if I can try to fix this. It's very, very fuzzy. So let me zoom out and just bring it closer into with the palm of my hand. So someone told me these things should be painted in like a goldish copper color, and it's kinda hard to see. The carburetors, by the way, should be gold copper. It's kinda hard to see. Maybe there's too much light. If I can just shine it off, sort of. Alright, well, it's not Alright, well, it's not really working too well. You might see this more as a silver, but to my eyes, they're actually like a goldish tint. So I painted the carbs black, then dry brushed them like a silver, and then over top of that, I took Testors enamel brass, not too long ago actually, and just dry brushed some brass on there. You might be able to see it. I don't know if I need to go heavier with it or not. It looks more silver on the screen, but it is brass color. Something I noticed about my spark plugs. 1, 3, 5, and 7. Look at how smooth the arc is right here. You see how they like just flow properly? And then 2, 4, 6, 8 is just kind of this going wide sort of mess looking thing. Not a whole lot I can do to fix that. Not that I want to fix it. That's just how it's going to be. This one has to come down lower anyway. But I gotta make sure I got clearance to mount the motor to the cradle. And speaking of that, gonna be putting this on the cradle next, just to see how everything fits up and everything. I was told not to run the oval air cleaner because that's something used on the 426 Hemis. So I'll be using the singular air cleaners. I'll be using these. I'll give them just like a metallic gray finish and a black wash inside. It's got like a sort of a waffle pattern in there. You can just about see the pattern in there. So I'll paint this, like I said, silver and then black wash that. Gotta paint the belt, alternator, and the fan. Here are the bigger carburetors, which can be typically found on the Hemis. My lower radiator hose still needs to get painted. Here's the big oval chrome air filter. And just for a demonstration, I will show you what that looks like on the motor. As we can see, it sits at an angle, so it looks kind of odd. For me, you're more familiar with like the inline dual quads, where the oval air filter would be straight. But on this one, as we can see, it sits at an angle because of the cross rams. Very interesting system the cross ram is. In a way, it offsets the carburetor so that they cross feed. You can actually look up videos explaining the cross ram better than I do. This is what I'll call a cross ram compact. You see how very clean and compact it is? They had this other system which is really cool. It had a big ol' arm coming from this side, two big arms, and the carb sat out here, and then there were two big arms that ran out to here, and a carb sat there. That was wild. It was crazy looking, but it worked. And I don't know, I guess people just thought, I guess Chrysler Corp thought they didn't need the long rams, so they came out with this, which is a short ram, cross ram intake. But actually, what is it? The long rams are actually more torqueier? I don't know. Like I said, look up some videos on cross rams if you're curious to learn more about those, and you will find out how really amazing and really cool these things are. Anyway, that's about all I got in this video. It's a short one. I'll probably add some more brass color to the carburetors to make them really pop. Like I said, I can see brass in there, but I don't know if the camera picks it up or not. So I'll finish up the motor with the wires, and finish it up with the belt, alternator, fan, add more paint to the carburetors, and then I'll paint the two-piece air cleaners that'll go on each individual carb. I'm Uncle No Identity. I hope you guys liked that video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.